What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Y'all already know who it is. It's your guy Z Fly, and that's right. We are back. We are back. I'm back on Fly World Media. That's where I'm keeping it really hot all summer long. That's right for season 6. Y'all saw the intro. As y'all can see, listen. As you know, as time go on, time moves, things get newer and fresher, right? So definitely, I love the intro we just had. Shout outs to my social media supervisor. He hooked us up with that right there. So yeah. So as you can see, we're going to be doing a lot of fun things this summer. So for those of y'all who may not know, once again, keeping it really hot all summer long. It's just like a summer edition off of the main show, keeping it real hot and fresh. As y'all know, we ended season 8 a month or so ago. You know what I'm saying? We had a long season with season 8. We took our little break off, and now here we are with the summer edition. We're back because listen, one thing I cannot do, I can't go from from the spring and then not come back until the fall. Oh no, there is just too much juice happening in the summertime that I definitely want to come back and keep it raw and fresh with you all. So here I am with the summer edition of keeping it really hot all summer long. So with this show, you're not gonna get everything that the main show would give you. Like for example, you're not gonna get the real talk. I'm not gonna be discussing different topics and things like that. And also too, ancestors are my wildest dream or however it goes. We won't get that as well, but you will get a lot of great segments here and there. The summer show is designed to be kind of fun, easy breezy. I'm gonna throw some different, some interviews in there of different people. I'll still be delivering the news. I'll still be having your celebrity news and gossip and things like that. So yeah, so the summer show is still keeping it really hot and fresh all summer long, but just not as heavy. But it will get heavy with some of the celebrity gossip. As y'all know, they've been doing a lot. So yeah, that's kind of like a little description of what's happening. I'm really happy to be back. Just to let you know that today's show is going to be kind of like a review show. Listen, I've been gone for a month, right? A little over a month. So I have a lot that I want to share with you. Tell you what I've been doing the past month. See what you all have been doing the past month. Talk about this weather. Talk about just things that are happening in the celebrity lifestyles, things that are happening in the news. Yeah, there's a lot to catch up on, and I want to make sure I'll go ahead and I'll do it in this one show. Now, speaking of the summer show, now, if you was rocking with me last season for the Keep It Raw and Fresh show, we was an hour and a half long show. But the summer show, it goes down to an hour show. So listen, that means I have a lot to talk about in an hour. And as y'all know, I can talk, talk, talk. So we definitely got to go ahead and get this started. But I definitely want you all to know, what's happening. I'm back. Z Fly is back. As y'all can see, listen right here. Go ahead and follow me. So that way you can stay connected. Because I have been doing a lot of things in the last a month. So I'm going to share that with you today. You're going to see, as you can see, I have a new background. That's right. Listen, some of y'all were saying, "Oh, I don't like your background from last season." So guess what? I switched things around a little bit, and probably next week it'll look a little better. But I actually like this because this is actually one of those big old swivel chairs. That like people have. You do usually you'll get it from Ashley Furniture. Y'all remember this style, the big old swivel chair with the pillows. It's very comfortable. So yeah, so this one here is gonna be my summer location for the whole summer. Now, come next season 9 for the Real Hot Fresh show, I may be somewhere else. So yeah, so listen, everybody, just listen. Like the intro said, let's get into it. Let's do it, and let's go ahead and get it started with In the Know. Hit it.
Did you know? 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 Did you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Did you know? Listen, did you all know that? Listen. I may have been gone for a little over a month, but did y'all know that NYC steps kept on going? That's right, everybody, because the crime is still the same. Right. A commuter stopped a man from grabbing a woman at an NYC subway station. That's right. Ain't nothing changed. Listen, people are still foolish around here. Listen, there was a video circulating on social media that shows the moment a group of commuters jumped into action to help a woman at a Brooklyn subway station. Now, a 20-year-old woman was walking to the Northwood Avenue subway station on Sunday just before 9 a.m. when a 42-year-old man wearing white, oh yeah, we're wearing white, began following her to the platform of the Manhattan-bound J train, according to police. Now, social media videos captures the moment when police say the man grabbed the 20-year-old woman and tried to walk away with her. She was heard screaming for help, to which other commuters began yelling for the man to let her go. Listen, this woman is lucky, okay? Now, if anybody lives in New York City and she's screaming and people actually started to help her, now that's something to really sit down and talk about. Because listen, I have seen people be screaming and running and hollering and falling on the ground, and people just keep on walking by you, like you're just a tree. So the fact that people actually stopped to try to help this woman, she's very, very lucky. Now, the woman managed to get free and attempted to walk away, but the man lunges for her and briefly chases her down the platform. The video shows. Now, authorities say the man then pushed the 20-year-old to the ground and gets into a physical altercation with her. Now, I don't know what's wrong with some of these people. Now, some people they're quick to say drugs. They're quick to say drugs is just everything. Now it could have been drugs, or just the man could have been having a bad day, or maybe this man just didn't like this woman. Maybe he knew something about her. I don't know, but all I know is he pushed her down and got into a physical altercation with her. And at that moment, multiple people are staying on video, pulling the man off the woman and allowing her to run away while he's held to the ground. Now, this is a horrible situation, but here in New York, not saying that any like not saying that this is right, but people are going through a lot. People are very stressed out. Like I said, this man could have been on something, or he could have just been upset. Why he's upset, I don't know. But police say the woman suffered minor injuries but was treated on the scene by EMS. The 42-year-old was arrested and charged with assault and harassment, as well as criminal possession of a weapon for having a knife and a blackjack. Sometimes people, they're not living their best life and they don't want you to live yours. Like, for whatever reason, he pointed this woman out and wanted to attack her. So hopefully the woman is okay. Like I said, this happened not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that. But I definitely wanted to bring it to the show because it was horrible. And also, it just raises awareness to everybody. If you're in New York City in the tri-state area, just be very, very safe. Because as you see, whenever I tell these stories, sometimes I'm amazed because I just be thinking that these same transit, these same trains that I take and so many others take, it has a lot of danger on it. And a lot of times, whenever we're taking these trains and buses, we're not really, really thinking of the danger. I mean, the danger is there in our head, but then when you actually read that someone was actually attacked, yeah, it just makes it more and more real. So yeah, everybody just be careful while you're on these NYC transit subways and buses. All right, moving along. NYC residents demand action against homeless couples encampment. That's right. Now listen, if y'all listen to this, yeah, if y'all in New York City, then y'all know that the homeless situation is very bad. The co-op owners of 311 East 25th Street say they've been in a months-long standoff with an unhoused couple who's made a home on the building's stoop. Now, can y'all imagine that? Huh? Can y'all imagine that every time y'all go in and out of your building, someone's homeless is just they done made their house on your stoop? Now one person said that we pay a lot of money in our building's budget and taxes, and we feel like they have more rights to inhabit this corner than we do. Another person said initially they put it up on the cobblestone and then we put up private property signs. Police says they aren't allowed over there. Now, they showed at Pix 11 News photos of mattresses, pillows, furniture, partitions, and tents that have appeared outside the building, allegedly belonging to the same two individuals. Now, did y'all just hear what I just said? Now, these homeless people, now, listen, they said we may be homeless, but we are going to live large, okay? They have mattresses, pillows, furniture, partitions, and tents all on your stoop and sidewalks. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, since February, Co-op Board President Lisa Palumbo has been documenting what she describes as an intermittent encampment outside of her front door. She said it grew from an umbrella to tarp pallets. It was an actual house. Now, they're not putting houses outside on the sidewalk. Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute now. That was see. Listen, this is not funny, but I mean they got the tents. You know, the tents are right in front of these houses, in front of the what do you call the I can't even think. They're not the townhouses, but the brownstones. Yeah, I mean, in front of your apartment buildings, the homeless people are just setting up shop. They're setting up camps. Look at this. Oh no. Mm-mm. Now, one person said it grew from a okay, yeah, no. Another person said they do drugs, they drink bottles all over the place, syringes. Now, see, now that's horrible too. Now, see, not only have they done made it into tent city, but now they got all their narcotics and booze just hanging around the place, making things look even worse. Now, Sterling has captured video of people passed out on the stoop from suspected drug use. He said he's called 911 and 311 too many times to count because 24-hour security was too costly. The building recently upgraded its surveillance system. Just this week, they captured the couple dumping trash in front of the building. While NYPD homeless outreach and sanitation crews have responded repeatedly, residents say the same thing keeps happening once cleared out the couple's return. Now, the cops, one person said that the cops come and say, you need to move or we'll have to arrest you. It's like constantly mowing the lawn, Sterling says. So, even though the cops are telling the homeless people that you have to move, you're going to be arrested, obviously they're probably not really doing it. I mean, they may do one or two here or there, but all these homeless people in New York, they would arrest a good percentage of New York City. There's a lot of homeless people in New York City, and there's so and obviously this is the problem that now that they're coming into like people's spaces. You're on the stoops, they're like on the sidewalk. I don't know what the homeless shelters are doing. Now the homeless shelters are probably saying that they're crowded, they're over full, they're filled up. Um, and I do know that a lot of times homeless people they don't want to go into the shelters because they got to abide by the shelter's rules, which is you got to come in at a certain time and things like that. And some of these homeless people they want to hang out all night long and do their booze and drugs allegedly, according to what these people are saying. So I just don't know. So if you're in New York City, if you're planning on moving to New York City, then this may be something that you have to deal with. So look at the picture. The homeless people said that they need somewhere to go as well, and it could be on your stoop. All right, moving along. So a boy, 15 years old, killed while subway surfing in Queens. Now, if y'all was listening to me sometime last year, I said that this subway stuff is just too much. The subway surfing, it's just a little bit too much, and I really cannot believe it. And to be honest with you, I think I heard this a week ago. I really do. I remember I was on the subway and I kept hearing like these what it sounded like footsteps on the roof of the subway. And I was like, what is this? I'm looking around like at other people like, do anybody hear this? And I really think that people was running on top of the subway. So yeah. So it happened near the Queensboro Plaza subway station around 2:45 a.m. on Friday, July 4th. So now this was the holiday. So listen, everybody already, they're already, lit. And yeah, police said that the teenager was found unconscious and unresponsive by officers. The boy was taken to a local hospital where he died, according to authorities. So, people, listen. I know that parents, you can't just control your children 24/7, but I just don't know why are these kids finding this to be something fun? Like this is this is a running locomotive. This is like no, what I'm saying. This is not a skateboard, and it's very very dangerous. It's so dangerous, but they found it so fun. And look at the age again, 15. See, 15 years old. Why are you doing illegal things like this? Because this isn't legal. In case people are wondering, this isn't legal. It's illegal, and it's also deadly, as you can see. And unfortunately, this 15-year-old he lost his life for doing this. I don't know if it was a prank or he thought it was something fun to do, or I don't know. It's nothing fun to do, and I really wish they would stop because it's very, very, very dangerous. All right, moving along, everybody. Also, too, I do want to say that my thoughts and prayers goes out to his family and friends because I know that they're in misery because of this. It's horrible. So people and kids and just people. Actually, I don't think it got to be kids. So grown-ups probably would do this. Be careful. Stop doing this. Subway surfing is not a thing to do. I know that it's been happening for however long, but it's not the thing to do. All right. Moving to South Brooklyn. That's right. There was a competition that happens on July 4th. It's always like a hot dog eating competition that happens in Coney Island. So Mickey Sudo, she wins Nathan's hot dog eating women's competition. That's right. Mickey, she was dubbed the winner of the annual Nathan's Famous 4th of July women's hot dog eating competition in Coney Island on Friday. Now, Sudo defended her 10-time win streak with 33 hot dogs eaten in 10 minutes. Her previous record was 51 hot dogs. So as y'all can see, she didn't do as well as the last time. But however, she did say that I feel like I let the fans down a little bit. I heard people in the crowd saying, go for 52. Pseudo told ESPN, obviously, I'm always setting my goals high, but the hot dogs weren't cooperating. For some reason, the buns felt larger today. You know what? I mean, yeah, 33 isn't as good as 51. She definitely went down this year. However, but 33 hot dogs, woo, you know, I mean, obviously, I guess this is like a sport almost. People find it very, very fun, but I find it very, very just too much. I mean, can you imagine eating 33 hot dogs at one sitting? I mean, look at her. You would think that she would be large, but she looks pretty slim to be. I mean, and I mean, this is only for Coney Island. I wonder does she do it for other competitions around the state or the world? I mean, if she keep on eating all these hot dogs, she gonna look like a hot dog after a while. But anyway, now also in Coney Island. In the men, Joey Chestnut wins Nathan's hot dog eating competition. Now, Joey, look at Joey, y'all. Listen, Joey, he's 41 years old. Now he ate 70.5 hot dogs. So I guess that listen, I guess he got to that half of one. And he said that is enough. Now listen, but he ate 70.5 hot dogs in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, people. Now, mind you, Mickey, she ate 33 in 10 minutes, but he ate 70.5 in 10 minutes to be out, to be his last year's champion, Patrick Bertoletti. It marked the 17th win in 20 appearances for the Westfield, Indiana Eater. Last year's champion Patrick Bartoletti came in second place, this time with 46 hot dogs and buns eaten. Chestnut returned to the hot dog eating contest after a contract with Impossible Foods forced him out of Nathan's competition last year. He said, I'm happy I did that, but I'm really happy to be back at Coney Island. Now, a large crowd, many wearing foam hot dog hats, brave high temperatures to witness the annual eating-a-thon held outside the original Nathan's Famous restaurant in Coney Island, Brooklyn since 1972. So now that's how long this stuff been going on, this foolishness. Now, actually, I mean, it's not foolishness. I mean, I guess it's fun, but I don't know. I guess what? But, I guess it's fun to watch because, we as humans, we're always amazed at what people can do. But then we actually think about it, like 70.5 hot dogs is just like expanding your intestines. Like, you listen. But listen, they're winning prizes and money, I suppose. Now, Chestnut bested 14 fellow competitors from across the U.S. and internationally, including Australia, the Czech Republic, Ontario, England, and Brazil. So yes, as you can see, listen, these things are big. Like I said, they're competing against people. Yeah, they're all around the world. So listen, I just hope that they have a regular membership to the gym because, like I said, I doubt that Coney Island is their only stop. They probably, as you can see, he's going all over the world. All other people are doing it all over the world. And if you just eat 70.5 hot dogs and the buns, Oh, it's not. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. And you all are now in the know. All right, everybody. So the first in the know for the summer. All right. So far, I'm enjoying myself. I am loving how I look right now. I'm loving the background. Oh, also too, for y'all maybe wondering, the background is actually of L.A. Yeah, I love L.A. Oh God, I love L.A. So yeah, so I have the a big old L.A. type of thing in the background. I thought this would be great for the summer show. The palm trees, very summery, very breezy, and very summertime. Listen, I got more and more great show coming up for you. Don't go anywhere. Cause listen, like I said, I got to tell y'all what I actually got into, over the last month. So that's coming up, and of course, I got to drink off the juice, telling you all what's been going on. What with some of your favorite celebrities. Yeah, we really got to talk about that. But right now, let's go ahead on and cool things down, smooth things down with the hot summer outside with some great tunes. Check this out. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with keeping it really hot all summer long.
Baby, give me your love, oh. Me wanna be your guy, just make me your man, oh. Yeah, open your heart, simmer. Even in my love, I go deliver. I swear I wanna get your filler. Me wanna see you ride in my bima. If you know that nothing go make sense, so 2 by 2 equals 10, my baby. Nothing go make sense, so nothing go make sense. If you know that nothing go make sense, so 2 by 2 equals 10, my baby. Nothing go make sense, so nothing go make sense. Sinsima, let's go Dubai, chop dinner. Yahoo, baby, my schema. Me go follow you, my cheetah. Sugar, harsh papi, my leader. Your body gon' make me shiver. My heart gon' stop, you're my killer. Let me be a lover. I go be your garden boy. I go water your flower. Your body smooth like butter. I don't wanna be alone no more. Hey, my baby, be with you, ride or die if you not open your door. If you know that nothing go make sense, so 2 by 2 equals 10, my baby. Nothing go make sense, so nothing go make sense. If you know that nothing go make sense, so 2 by 2 equals 10, my baby. Nothing go make sense, so nothing go make sense. I never leave my baby, even if they paid me, cause I wanna be your daddy. I never leave my baby, even if they paid me, cause I wanna be your daddy. La. Lady lover, you gon' be my lover. Touch my body on the covers. Me gon' be your supper, yo. Lover, you gon' be my lover. Touch my body on the covers. Me gon' be your supper, yo. Baby, give me your love, oh. Me wanna be your guy, just make me your man, no. Yeah, open your heart, simmer. Even in my love, I go deliver. I swear I wanna get your filler. Me wanna see you ride in my bima. If you know that nothing go make sense, so 2 by 2 equals 10, my baby. Nothing go make sense, so nothing go make sense. If you know that nothing go make sense, so 2 by 2 equals 10, my baby. Nothing go make sense, so nothing go make sense.
Welcome back, everybody. You are keeping it really hot all summer long. That's right, with you guys, Z Fly, right here on Fly World Media. And I do want to say that starting next week, The show will be airing live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. So go ahead and lock it in. Now today we are doing the 6 p.m., but starting next week until the end of the summer, we will be doing 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So from 3 to 4 will be the show starting next week. So just to let y'all know. All right, everybody, but we're gonna go ahead and keep this show moving. Listen, nothing ain't changed. But guess what? We still got your cringe of the day. Ugh, and it's a good one. Hit it.
My God. Oh 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 my God.
Now, it shows, oh my God. Now, listen, now, as y'all probably know, that June is a lot of stuff, everybody. June is a lot of stuff. Now, some of the main things that may come to mind whenever you think of June is, the beginning of summer, Father's Day, what else? Father's Day, now Juneteenth, also uterine slash endometrial cancer awareness month. Um, Also, Men's Mental Health Month, which probably a lot of y'all did not know. But it's also Pride, so it's also Pride as well, which is probably the first thing that most people are thinking of lately these days. So so with Pride, Pride is just really expanded across the globe, and it's just you listen, like I said, people have different thoughts about it, but just some of the imagery and some of the media and things and the companies that get involved and how they twist and turn and bend over backwards, just to accommodate a lifestyle that maybe a decade or more so ago, nobody was even trying to get on board. But now it's like everybody just tagging on board. And listen, like I said, if you watched my last season of the Real Hot Fresh show, I told you that I would not be available during June because we was on break. So I'm not going to go in about Pride, but I did just have to show you this cringe of the day of how this particular airline is just like doing everything they can to just be prideful. Check this out, and we'll talk about it.
It was a bit of a range of emotions this morning coming here and getting dressed for this flight.
C'est un moment historique qu'on vit aujourd'hui. J'ai trouvé ça une bonne initiative pour la communauté entière. Je suis comme un petit thrill de faire le vol aujourd'hui.
J'ai là pour supporter ma fille, une de mes 4 enfants est dans la communauté. Quand j'ai vu qu'il y avait une occasion de supporter encore plus, là, j'ai mis mon nom tout de suite.
We are doing the first ever, now let me get that one straight because a few letters have been added to this one, 2S LGBTQIA plus flight ever in Canada. I do identify with the progress flag. There's something in there that represents me as well. So it was a bit of joy having the opportunity to do this flight today.
Aujourd'hui, ce que ça signifie, c'est vraiment un moment très spécial. C'est vraiment un terme de visibilité, de vraiment exprimer à tout le monde. On se sent vraiment accueilli, vraiment accepté pour qui on est.
Pour célébrer l'inclusion à la diversité, nous sommes heureux d'annoncer que le vol d'aujourd'hui
features our very first all 2S LGBTQIA+ crew.
The safety and the well-being of all the passengers on board rests in our hands. So it doesn't matter who they are, what they represent. I'm equally responsible for all of them.
D'ailleurs, on aimerait vous souligner ce moment marquant de l'histoire canadienne.
And want to celebrate not just our community, but our freedom to be who we are, both at work and in society. Valuing people equally, both in the air and on the ground, and celebrating our identities, no matter what they are, with customers and our employees is important to us. Shante, you all stay.
Let me say that. Okay, so so Air Canada has just lost their mind basically, and you're probably wondering, well, what's wrong? What do you mean they lost their mind? Well, I didn't see a problem. Well, let me point out the problem, but let me point out why it's so cringy. Okay, whenever I go on trips, or if I'm gonna get on an airplane, which I really want to do, I'm not concerned if the whole staff are a homosexual. I mean, do you care if the flight? I mean, let me tell you something. See, here's why this is so ridiculous. So you mean to tell me that all of these years that a plane has been in existence, that homosexuals never wanted to get on a plane because they felt like, oh, these people on this plane don't represent me. I need a plane that represents only LGBT. Are you see how silly this is? It's only a money maker. And the sad thing is, people will actually endorse this. It is so cringy. And did you hear? Oh my God, what did the other man say? There was some man that said something like, I don't know. They just say so much stuff, and they feel so comfortable. Why? So you never been on any of the other airlines? What is it? American Airlines, Delta. You never been on any of them before all this movement. You never flew places before. Haven't homosexuals been flying all the time? Now all of a sudden, um, Gerald Leverson, yeah, he's laughing exactly because it's crazy, right? It is ridiculous. So now, um, they feel comfortable flying with Air Canada because you need a whole LGBT airline. And another thing, okay, I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna shut up. Homosexuals have been flying and actually operating planes forever. It's almost like they feel like you're not gay unless the world knows you're gay. Like I said, now if y'all know what SAMs are, some of y'all new people don't know what a SAM is. Straight acting men, yeah, straight acting men who like the same sex. They operate things every single day from our construction, from buildings to airlines to whatever, everywhere. Same people who like the same sex are everywhere. So they are like so really they're only really doing it for the gays. The gays meaning that the people who endorse that lifestyle. Because it don't make any sense. I mean, homosexuals have been anyway, it's very cringy. Okay, so that's your cringe of the day by Air Canada. Thank you, Air Canada. Thank you for the cringe of the day. Woo! Okay, now we're gonna go to another segment. Everybody, this is a new segment. It's called Memes. Okay, Memes is a new segment. Now you might be wondering, oh, A plus on my production. Thank you, Gerald. Yeah, Gerald. Yes, thank you, Gerald. I was gonna tell who Gerald is, but he's a good person, part of my team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But listen, now we're going to go to memes. Memes is make it make sense. Okay, this here is a new segment. Okay, so first of all, let's just see the picture, and then we're going to talk about it. We're going to try to make this make sense. Let's talk about it. Let's show the picture. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's do this first. Listen, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Makes
All right,
sense.
here we go. Yes, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Here we go. We got the imagery. All right, let's get into it. Say, okay, here we go. Yes. Okay. Um, let's make this make sense. This is a guy. Now you're probably saying which one is a guy, but the guy is the one in the purple, supposedly. He said, "I'm dating a doll and a trans girlfriend, and my trans girlfriend doesn't mind." Now we got to make this make sense if we can. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, this is the part in June. In June, they don't show you this stuff like this. And then again, they might show you, but they try to make it like it's okay. But this is a man who needs help. Now, remember what I said? I said that June is also men's mental health awareness. Now, did anybody make this man aware that he has a mental problem? Did anybody make him aware of that? I don't think so. Look at this man. Okay, for one thing, okay, let's start with the first. He is dating a trans girlfriend. If y'all know what a trans girlfriend is, it's that one that's in the polka dot. I'm assuming because look, they both look like a doll baby. If you ask me. Okay, so the one in the polka dot is supposedly it was a man at birth. He was a man at birth. Okay, and as you see, he's transitioned to look like a woman. So now this man, the black man, he likes transgenders. Okay, so he likes men who now transition to be a woman. Now that's a case in itself. But then he also said he's dating a doll. Now I'm gonna need for y'all to keep up with me. So see, I know I lost some of y'all probably at the transgender, but listen, you got to stay on board. Now the man is dating a doll, a doll, that thing in the red with the hat on. Yeah. So we got to make this make sense now. And then he said that his transgender girlfriend doesn't mind. He doesn't mind. Yeah. But the LGBT, will they tell you these things? Oh no, they're not going to tell you this. They're going to make you think that everything's great. We have allies. Speaking of allies, let's start right there. So these allies, right? Who say, "Oh, I support LGBT. I support them." No, do they support those people? No. Does an ally understand why a man who already has a transgender girlfriend, but now you want a doll, like a non-living thing? Now you want a doll. Oh yeah. Does an ally understand that? Now the allies, they'll tell you that they're there for these people. They understand these people, but do they understand that? Okay, so that's your make it make sense for today. Y'all may think I'm crazy, or y'all may think I'm being insensitive. I'm not being insensitive. I'm just bringing you the news. Listen, these people put this stuff online. I mean, does it make sense to you that a man it has a he doesn't want a real female, but he wants a man that imitates a female. But then she isn't enough. But then he wants a doll. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna move on. Okay, so that's so yeah. So I don't know if you all were able to make it make sense, but I wasn't either. So we're just gonna move on from that. All right. So now let's go ahead and get into my monthly review. Okay, y'all ready? I don't know if we have a banner for that, but we probably don't. Oh, here we go. All right, everybody. So let's talk about what I did for my past month. So as you know, the Keeping It Raw and Fresh season 8 ended in May, right before Memorial Day, and we had a month off. So during that month, I had a lot of great time. As you know, uh, you don't know, but my family came to visit on June 11th, and they was here for a long time too. Because they came for a lot of different things. For the holiday, Father's Day, also 4th of July. 4th of July was great. My dad and my nephew, we went out to see the Macy's fireworks over the Brooklyn Bridge. That wasn't my first time. I've been many, many years ago, but it was my first time in a long time. It was my dad and my nephew's first time. And I'm really glad that they came because my dad, he really, really enjoyed it. It's a 30-minute show. So if you've never seen the fireworks over the Brooklyn Bridge on 4th of July, it's something to see. I would recommend that more than um New Year's because at least with 4th of July you get 30 minutes opposed to New Year's you get 10 seconds. Unless you don't bought those tickets and we're like you're right up there on New Year's, you see all the performances. But if you're way back, way back, like at 57th Street or something, yeah, you ain't seeing nothing. But anyway, but yeah, so family came. We did a lot of great things. It was really really fun. Let me see. New places. One thing I like about whenever people come to visit is because it kind of gets me out of my habitat. Because a lot of times I don't became a little redundant and a little routine where I just stay up into his house and and do me. I get ready for the show. I don't do that much. Living in New York City, people think, "Oh my God, you're always doing something," but no, New York City it can just become it's New York City, especially if you live here. But I went to a lot of great eating places, so you got to check out some of these places. I went to a lot of places right here in my backyard, as I say. I live in Brooklyn, so a lot of times I may not try out everything that's that's like right around me. So I did that this time. I went to some pizza places. Yeah, this right here, this place called Cork and Slice, or the Slice and Cork. I think it's Cork and Slice. It's kind of an upscale, fancy pizza place right near me, and it was delicious. Now this right here is not pizza, as you can see. I think this was some kind of asparagus with something. I can't think a guacamole or something. It was very good. And then I may have a picture of the pizza. I'm not even sure. But yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, that was a margarita pizza that me and my nephew had scarfed down. So yeah, that was really delicious. So yeah, I was just trying some new places to eat at, things like that. I may have some more pictures of food, or I may not. I can't even remember. But I know I went to this other place called Tokyo Sushi. Oh, there we are, my nephew and my dad. That right there, we was at the fire, getting ready for the fireworks. Oh, and let me tell you about the fireworks. I was actually very happy about NYPD. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, events like this, they're like high alert and all this. Ugh. The policeman can make it a non-enjoyable time for you, but it was actually a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. Um, I did find out that you actually had to buy tickets to get, closer and closer to the area. And I was like, are you kidding me? But of course, so like we was able, and a lot of other people were able to kind of sneak past the gates. And I kind of think that like some of the policemen, they were actually being a little nice. Cause I think like they probably thought it was kind of crazy too. Like, hey, really? Y'all got to pay to get into Brooklyn Bridge Park, where like people go all the time for free, and now for fireworks you got to pay to get in. So like we had got into this first part for free. We didn't sneak in. The man kind of let us in or whatever. Then as it got time for the fireworks, the police started letting people more into the Brooklyn Bridge Park for free. So it was good. I'm like, yeah, come on now, listen, we pay our hard-earned money here in the city. Can we have something for free? So yeah, it was a great time. We enjoyed ourselves, and yeah. Also during, oh, there we go. There was that Harlem Shake in Harlem. Yeah, if you never been to Harlem Shake, go try it out. I took them, my family, they enjoyed it. My sister, she had this taste for mustard for some reason. So it's like she wanted a hot dog. I think it came from, because we also went to on Friday night, not Friday the 4th, but the Friday before that, we went to Coney Island. Because Coney Island, every Friday night in Coney Island, they'll do fireworks, up until the end of the summer. So we went there and they ate at Nathan's. And I think ever since she had a Nathan's hot dog, she had this taste for the mustard. So then, like a week or so later, we went to Harlem, to the Harlem Shake, and had this. Now, beside, they are some jerk fries. I would not recommend them. Now, if you like hot stuff, you'll love them. But I don't like hot stuff like that. And those jerk fries were too much. So yes, that's what that was. Also, I went to like a Tokyo sushi place that's owned by the Jews. You would think that it's owned by Japanese people. It's actually owned by the Jews, but they do have good food. So yeah, we was like really enjoying ourselves. Also too, yeah, that's the Tokyo sushi place right there. Yeah. Let's see. Also, too, moving along, that I did over the summer, I did a lot of pop ups. As y'all may know or may not know, I have a project, a charity initiative called the Lavender Project. So with that, I was popping up at different pop ups and things like that throughout. And also, too, one great thing is I actually I'm branded people. That's right. I had my own tent with the Forever Live Young logo on my tent. Looking very attractive and attracting to people and people reading and things. So yeah, so that was really great as well. You'll probably see those pictures in a few minutes. But yeah, I do want to get now one thing about these pop ups. If you are in the pop up family, you got to be careful with the pop ups, people, because I started to notice that like the people who are actually making the money are the coordinators. You know what I'm saying? The coordinators are the ones that's making the money. Because like if you go to these pop-ups, pop-up is a hit or a hit or a miss. And so you might make some money, you might not. But the coordinators, they made some money because they have those vendor fees. And the vendor fees, as a lot of you who do pop-ups may know, can range from $20 up until almost $200, depending on where you're going. So now let's just say $75. A person has like maybe 10 people there times 75 tables. So 10 times 75, you do the math. So yeah, the coordinators, they're making money. And mind you, they already got your money. And so like if people come in or not and buy stuff from you or not, you may be out of money, but the coordinators, they are paid. So yeah, I'm starting to see where the money really is with the pop-ups. But like I said, that's my tent. Yes, there's my table, as you see, branded with the Lavender logo. I have my items along with my sponsor, Paradise 09322. She's the one that's like the little fragrance oils on the left. So yeah, it was a fun time. Also, June, like I said, is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. A lot of people didn't know that. So I was, posting about that. I do have something that I want to do eventually in the future, really get more in detail about men's mental health awareness because it really is important. a lot of times, if you do see men, or if you do see a lot of different men's spaces, you can see there's a lot of mental health going on. And I'm not saying it in a way like they're crazy, but men struggle with a lot of issues. So I do have something that I actually do want to touch on that more as the brand and everything progress. Actually, one of my awarenesses is twisted assumptions towards men, and what that means, that's like men's awareness. Like just being aware of men's mental health. Just being aware of how men feel and things like that. So yeah. So yeah. So yes, yes, yes. So yes. So then of course Pride, as you see right here. So Pride was also June. And as you see, the Supreme Court shuts down access to health care for transgender youth in 27 states. Everybody was going crazy. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people were going crazy about that. But why are the youth transitioning anyway? You know, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why or how our country and the world think that it's okay for children, the youth, to transition. Like a 5-year-old say, well, I think a 5-year-old girl says, I feel like I want to be a boy. I want to play with balls and I want to play sports. Okay, now she wants to be a boy. And at 5 years old, you start putting her into health cares and whatever so she can transition to be a boy. Now, isn't there women's sports? So why she got to be a boy just to play sports? Okay, but anyway, there's a whole lot that goes on with that. We can talk about that all day long. Look at that. The 988 suicide and crisis lifeline will no longer utilize its LGBT youth service line. Yeah, people are upset about that because they feel like now listen. Now, obviously, these people may need help. Okay, these people may need help, but it's just I think what it was turning a lot of people off is how this LGBT people or group or organization is going about things. It's almost like they're forcing people to like them, they're forcing people to accept them, and because I know a lot of people who don't accept this stuff, but they are very quiet like mice, and I'm like, really? Because you'll get canceled, you'll get yeah. In other words, the tables have turned, haven't they? Back in, like I said, 10 plus years ago, the LGBT, they were the one that was getting frowned upon. Now the people who don't support the LGBT, they're the ones getting frowned upon. So it's a crazy world that we're living. Look at LGBT rights and protections are being stripped away with new policies and rulings. Black women's health imperative. But like I said, people are talking about things are getting stripped away, but do they even know what do they even know what all this even is? All they hear is that something's being stripped away, and that sounds awful. But do they even know, is it a good thing it's being stripped away? But like I said, the youth going, transitioning at such a young age, how is that a bad thing? Why is a 6-year old, why are we okay with putting a 6-year old on hormone pills and shots and putting him in some tube or whatever they do to be the opposite sex? When are people ever going to lighten up and be like, listen, you don't have to change yourself. Bullies need to change themselves, because see, that's what to me, in my opinion, that's what it really stems to. That the bullies done picked at these people for so long, it got them going crazy. It got them changing themselves, their life, their all this stuff. Maybe not for everybody's situation, but I do feel like the bullying has a lot to do with it. Because think about it, like I always say, if something is accepted and praised, why are you going to change it? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say that from however long, LGBT people will always praise and accept it and all this kind of positive stuff. Would they be so? Why would you want to change? They want to change because they want to fit in, but the change is just so out of control that it makes people hyperventilate. Okay, now let's move on from something else. All right, now also too, I went to Juneteenth. That's right. My Lavender project is Lavender Official. I'm sorry, Juneteenth Official. Yeah, because if y'all remember, I participated in the Juneteenth festival. Right, well that's the expo. I did that too. But let's get the other one, not that one, the other one. We're gonna get to it. But yeah, I was in the Juneteenth festival as well, and that was on June 4th. Oh no, not that either. It's coming up, y'all. Anyway, Yeah, June 14th. I was on the Juneteenth festival, and it was with my Lavender Project. Once again, the Lavender Project raises awareness on women diagnosed or living with endometrial cancer. Y'all saw my table a few minutes ago of all my merchandise and information. So yeah, I was in Juneteenth. With that, okay, so we'll start here. So with that, then unfortunately, it rained cats and dogs and lobsters and shrimp on Juneteenth. Okay, well June 14th. But then we were invited back by the CEO to this expo right here at the Brooklyn Library. I believe this right here was on June 19th, I believe. I believe. So yeah, this right here that's up there now. That was the festival I attended where it rained cats and dogs. But then since I mean we did okay. It was, but then on June I believe the 19th, I believe, we were invited, all the vendors were invited to go back to this expo that you saw a few minutes ago at the Brooklyn Library. So I set up right here. I set up my tent again. So yeah, it was great. Also too, listen, I told you I'm Juneteenth official because now, oh yeah, starting tomorrow, everybody. Tomorrow, be sure to catch me on my Lunch and Learn. I will be talking with the CEO of Juneteenth, New York, right here, Athena Rodney. That's right, that's me, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about don't lose oneself. Yeah, so that'll be my topic tomorrow. Okay, so if you want to hear all about it, you got to tune in tomorrow at 12 p.m. It's going to be live, so it'll be live on their Instagram. So look up Juneteenth NY at Juneteenth NY to watch me live tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, your guy Z Vly. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about don't lose oneself. Okay, listen, and what that means is, listen, don't lose oneself in your business, in the society, in your career, in your family, and whatever. Yeah, I'm just going to be talking about that tomorrow. So definitely check me out on at Juneteenth NY on their Instagram page at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, everybody. You got is Juneteenth official. I'm telling you, listen, forever to live young. We steady growing, we steady doing our thing. Okay, but there you have it. All right, so there you have it, everybody. So that was my past month that went on, and yeah, a lot went on. So listen, we're gonna get to another quick music break, and then I'm gonna come back with your celebrity news, and then we gotta go. Cause listen, it'll probably be an hour show, but listen, the show is back. Y'all love me so much that it's hard to do an hour, right? But we'll at least try to keep it close to an hour. So be right back. Don't go anywhere. A quick music break, and I'll be back with Drunk Off the Juice by these celebrities. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
But I was another trace.
Are y'all keeping it really hot all summer long with your guys Z Fly? I really hope so because that's exactly what we're doing all summer long. So be sure to tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, and even your foes that Z Fly is keeping it really hot all summer long. All right, but right now we're going to go ahead and get drunk off the juice with your favorite celebrity gossip. Let's get into it. All right, everybody. So, believe it or not, Brad Pitt's biggest regret revealed after settling toxic Angelina Jolie divorce. Now, listen, it's not they've been going through this divorce. I mean, forever, doesn't it? Now, Brad Pitt has a new outlook on life following his divorce from Angelina Jolie. Now, the F1 star who recently opened up about his life struggles during the latest episode of Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey's New Heights podcast, wants to move forward and put the past behind him, he says. He says the divorce is something that had been controlling his life for many years, a source told US Weekly, for his split from Angelina. He loved her and he knows he made mistakes, but Pitt and Angelina started dating in 2004. They tied the knot 10 years later, but the marriage only lasted 2 years. Wow. Throughout their 12-year romance, they expanded their family and now share six children together. Maddox 23, Pax 21, Zahara 20, Shiloh 19, and 16-year-old twins Vivian and Knox. Now, following the split, however, Pitt's relationship with his kids became strained as he and the girl, I'm sorry, as he and Angelina spent years fighting over custody. And that's what I was thinking because now I was like, I always see pictures with Angelina and the kids. I rarely see pictures with Brad and the kids. And why they got these kids anyway? But anyway, the events surrounding their split, like this 2016 plane incident and his battle with alcoholism, turned the kids against him. However, Pitt doesn't blame Jolie for everything. The insider says that, he actually also hopes to make things right with his kids. His biggest regret is he can't repair this. The source says the case is over, but there are no winners. Isn't that that's sad? Yeah. Whenever you have kids and the kids are suffering, yeah, there's no winners. He may be glad for whatever reason he's not with her. She may be glad for whatever reason she's not with him. But the kids are the one that suffer. So there's no winners. To have that behind him is a relief. But on the other hand, it's been a hard for him because he doesn't have a great relationship with his kids, and that's very sad. So hopefully he can work that out because whenever you think of Brad Pitt and all of his success, it's sad to know that he got a bad relationship with his kids. That's really bad. So hopefully he can get it worked out. Now, speaking of things that are really bad, now more details on the mixed verdict in the 55-year-old's trial. Now, what 55-year-old is this? Diddy. That's right. Now, as the Shade Room previously reported, after a more than month-long trial, Diddy was convicted of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution charges on Wednesday, July 2nd. However, although the 55-year-old was found guilty on those charges, he was found not guilty on multiple counts of sex trafficking. Additionally, he was found guilty on a charge of racketeering. Now, cases like this are always just so interesting, aren't they? Because I know that a lot of people mouths drop whenever they say he was not guilty of anything. I mean, I'm not guilty of breathing. I don't know, not breathing. Because a lot of people kind of know or they feel allegedly what went down, and to hear that he was found not guilty on some things, it was jaw dropping. Now, what happens next in the Diddy trial, and how has he reacted? Now, in the hours that follow, Diddy defense team reportedly submitted a $1 million bond proposal per the Shade Room. Furthermore, the proposal was signed by Diddy, his mother Janice Combs, his sister, and Sarah. Um, Sarah Chapman, the mother of his oldest daughter. The proposal offered that Diddy's travel would be restricted. Specifically, he will only travel to California, Florida, New York, and Jersey, and Florida. Furthermore, this will largely be access on his residence and meet with his lawyers. Lastly, Diddy offered to submit his passport to drug testing and other standard supervision conditions. And previously reported the Diddy proposal was largely protested by the lawyer of his ex-girlfriend and alleged abuse victim Cassandra Cassie Ventura. In addition, the judge presiding over his case reportedly received letters from others expressing concern over his potential release. Now, I do know that, like, I do believe that most recent, you read so much stuff. I don't know what's real and what ain't real, but I know that it was that something that like the judge was denying or was going to deny his release or some of that, something like that. It is a whole lot going on with this case. But ultimately, on Wednesday, July 2nd, Diddy's bond proposal, was denied. Previously reported the judge expressed concern over Diddy's violent and illegal conduct. Yeah, so in reaction, Diddy reportedly appeared deflated at the judge's decision. Now he will reportedly await his sentencing, tentatively is scheduled in October. They say October 3rd, from behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center. This is just bad. I just cannot believe that this is Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean Combs. I just cannot believe it. But once you look at some of this stuff, I mean, then I guess I can believe it. I guess I can't believe he actually been caught. That's what I'm trying to say. Because there's so many more out there who has done these type of things and they're still walking free. But I guess their day is coming. Speaking of that, this is not part of my juice, but I just want to did y'all hear about the Epstein list? Now they're saying that there was no list from the Epstein trial, or the Epstein list. That's the whole nother story. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, I told you there's just so much deception that goes on in the celebrity and elite world. All right, moving along to Victoria and David Beckham share PDA-packed anniversary tributes and honor four incredible children amid family feud. Now, another year, another chapter in the love story of the former Spice Girl and her husband kissing on a pool Friday. She said, "I'm so proud of the beautiful family life that we've built." Also, she said that you and our four incredible children complete me. I love you so much, David Beckham. In an uploaded of his own, David said something very sweet, a hug and snap from the couple's July 1999 wedding day. He said, 26 years today, you said yes to me. The retired soccer player gushed. Happy anniversary, and thank you for giving me our beautiful children and building the life that we have together. I love you, Lady Beckham. The former athlete said. Now, if you're wondering why he called her Lady Beckham, not because she's his wife and she's a lady, but no, she's actually a lady now because what you may not know, David Beckham, he was knighted. You know how like over there in UK or wherever by the king or wherever, if you do like great things, they knight you with the knife, So yeah, so now he's Sir David Beckham, and by her being his wife, she's now Lady Beckham. So yeah, they done moved up a notch in the elite of it all. So yeah, but listen, but now with every great thing, there could be some little rumblings of negativity around the corner. Now, in conclusion of the pair's children in both posts comes notably as Brooklyn, which is their oldest child, continues to make headlines for being at odds with his loved ones. In fact, sources told us in June that Brooklyn told his family he wants that he wants no contact with them. The insider claimed he's not responding to those that try to connect them. Brooklyn, who is married to Nicola Peltz, was noticeably absent from both David's star-studded birthday bash in May, but did attend his father-in-law Nelson Peltz's party the following month for his 83rd-year-old birthday. So now that was kind of a kick in the gut, no pun intended, for David, because it's like, okay, my own son didn't come to my birthday bash, but he goes to his father-in-law's birthday celebration. Also, when social media users speculated that Nicola is controlling her partner, she subtly clapped back by liking a comment insisting the rumors are absurd. The actress has been married to Brooklyn since 2022. TMZ reported in May that Peltz butts heads with a narcissistic David and Victoria because they allegedly verbally berate and scream at their son. Wow. And now listen, I don't know these people personally, but where you see them from the TV and things, you're like, really? And I'm just imagining Posh and Bex hollering at their son. Now, David, I make it see him doing it because he's from the athletic world, and they're so combative and just so you know. I can see him maybe getting heated and hollering at his son, but Victoria. But then again, I guess she could as well. Anyway, now David recently extended an olive branch by including Brooklyn in his Father's Day post last month. My most important and favorite job in life is being a dad, he wrote. I love you kiddies more than you could ever imagine. To me, I always find this funny because, by them being from that part of the world, the UK and all that stuff. It's just interesting to see the Beckhams. The Beckhams, like I said before, they are now making headlines. Their children are growing up. They're starting to be the next Kardashians and the Smiths and the Knowles or no Jay-Z, the Carters. I said no. Yeah, they starting to be those people. The kids are just making headlines. So yeah. All right, last on the bit of juice that I have for you is now. Listen, you all know I was so ready to come back and do this show because I was like, man, why does this have to happen? And I'm on break. The alleged text message that everybody read across the world between the Oval actor and Tyler Perry released amid 26 million sexual assault and harassment lawsuit. Whew. Now listen, everybody. When I read this, I was like, no, not Tyler Perry, because like I know like a lot of people they're tired of Tyler Perry. I'm actually rooting for Tyler Perry because he just built so much, and I guess I also too with these people, like I don't look for them to be perfect. I know they're still people. They're making mistakes. They're doing devious things. They're people. They're billionaires. They're millionaires. So they're in a different tax bracket than a lot of people. And so people be acting like they supposed to be a certain way. I don't expect much from these people. I enjoy that. The creativity or the products or whatever that they give to us to use or watch. And Tyler Perry, he's built this big old movie theater or not theater studio. this movies, the studios out in Atlanta, and a lot of black success. So I don't like to see when things are trying to come against black people who are doing very successful things. Like I said, they're not perfect, but they're doing such successful things. And here we go. So an actor who appeared in at least 85 episodes of the Tyler Perry created TV drama The Oval has filed a lawsuit against him. Derek Dixon alleges Perry used his industry power to repeatedly sexually assault and harass him while keeping him quiet. Dixon filed the $260 million lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court on Friday, June 13th. Allegedly, past texts between Dixon and Perry included in the lawsuit have since surfaced online. I'm pretty sure everybody has read this by now. Like I said, I'm late to the party. Well, I know I'm not. I knew about it. I'm just late, telling about it. But yeah, but it's still something, right? Now the lawsuit says that Tyler Perry leveraged his Hollywood power. Mr. Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create cursive, sexually exploitative dynamic with Mr. Dixon. So that's what they're saying. Then also it's saying that Dixon did his best to tiptoe around Mr. Perry's sexual aggression while keeping on Mr. Perry's good side. The lawsuit says Mr. Perry made it clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with sexual innuendos, Dixon's character would die. Now, see, we can now listen. We are definitely over time for the show. We can go along with this, but Mr. Dixon said that he tried to tiptoe around Tyler Perry's alleged sexual innuendos and all that. But my thing is, if it's that bad, why don't you quit? But see what I mean? These people, they want to keep these jobs and keep this status and keep this money flowing in, that you would deal with this sexual harassment. Now, listen, I'm not saying this right, and I'm not saying this happened, because this is all alleged. But I'm just saying, people there, because listen, this stuff obviously happened for a while. I mean, y'all read the text messages; it's been everywhere. I'm pretty sure y'all read it by now. And the boy, he was responding back, wasn't he? Now, Derek Dixon alleges Tyler Perry assaulted him on multiple occasions. Additionally, the 260 million lawsuit says that Tyler Perry, um, sexual harassment multiple times. Um, you know, doing things like pulled on his clothing, groped his buttocks, and attempted to force himself on Dixon. Dixon allegedly told Perry no, but was initially ignored until he was able to de-escalate the situation and change the subject per the suit. Now, some people might say, "Well, maybe he took a long time because he was scared," but I don't know. But screenshots of past texts between plaintiff and defendant released. Tyler Perry's lawyer reacts to the lawsuit. Now, Tyler Perry's lawyer says Matthew Boyd said that the allegations are false. This is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. But Tyler Perry will not be shaken down, and we are confident that these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Perry himself has not directly spoken to the public about the lawsuit. So, yeah, like I said, you listen. So I just hope the best of this. I like Tyler Perry. I mean, come on now. Like I said, I want. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. And like I said, if the allegations are true, but like I said, a lot of people who read this, I was just reading some of the comments. A lot of people, they were like, okay, and like they weren't surprised or they weren't offended. They just feel like the actor Derek is, he's either trying to have a come up or someone put him onto it. But even with the allegations of Tyler Perry, being gay, people weren't surprised. So they weren't even worried about that. They were really worried about more of him getting in trouble. 'Cause like I said, he's Tyler Perry, and like I said, I ain't saying he's a Tyler Perry, he can't get in trouble. Cause I mean, look at Diddy, look at a lot of other people. But for me, I don't want to keep seeing so many greats fall down. Now, do they need to stop doing certain things to get them in trouble? Yes, but also too, like these people who wants to start blowing the horn months and years later, you got to look at them kind of crazy too. Like, okay, if it was that bad, why didn't you been said something? So anyway, all right, and you are now drunk off the juice. All right, everybody. So we did it. Oh my God, 17 minutes over the time. Thank you all for tuning in. Also, for those who will tune in later, whenever you're able to, whenever it's offline, thank you and thank you, thank you. Please leave your comments. Thank you for Gerald Leverson for leaving his comments today, and people who tuned in. Once again, this is the Keeping It Raw and Fresh. No, I'm sorry. Keeping It Really Hot All Summer Long show, the summer edition of the Keeping It Real Hot and Fresh show. I am back all summer long, so get ready for some interviews. What you think? Great guests, some great topics as far as in the know and drink off the juice, and also some great segments as well. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it really entertaining for you. I'm really glad to be back. This feels good. Like I said, I got a new background. I'm feeling good. It's summertime. It's hot. Y'all be sure to stay cool and cold this summer. Okay, listen, no dehydration is allowed. All right, but until next time, be sure to follow me, everybody. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop my stuff. So in order to follow me, go to the website, all of that good stuff. You can be sure to check me out on the website. Oh, and the website is gonna have a new facelift. Thanks to my web manager, he is gonna be having the website, look like something that you're not gonna want to leave. So be sure to tune in right here, the website. Be sure to look out, keep eyes on that. There's so much happening. Like I said, I have many other pop-ups happening. So be sure to follow me on my social media that's going down. That way you'll know where I'm going to be popping up next. And for those of you, for those of you vendors who do pop-ups, let's be aware. 'Cause like I said, whenever you look around and you know what I'm saying, listen, you see all these heads, all these vendors in here, and yeah, then you know what the vendor fee was, and then you don't see no customers coming in. But then you see the coordinator very happy in the corner. Yeah, just counting dollars, counting hundreds. Okay, so So listen, now that's not that is not with all the pop-ups. We know I started doing pop-ups just last year, November 10th. So I'm still new at it, so I'm not complaining too much yet. But I am like starting to see like, wait a minute, okay, where the customers at? Do what now? But then the corner there where they're smiling and counting dollars and stuff, and everybody looking like, okay. And then because like it's bad whenever the vendors start buying from each other. Yeah, that is not an event you want to be at. All right. Also, too, if you do want to support me, I'm gonna show all my Cash App and Zelle and all that stuff. If you like the show, you're like, oh, I want to contribute to Z Fly's hustle, to his brand. Then here's how you can do it. And I thank you so much in advance. All right, everybody. So we're good until next week. Remember, next week we're doing 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, can we show tomorrow? Remember, check me out tomorrow on the Juneteenth. Live. I will be doing a lunch and learn with the CEO of the Juneteenth New York, Athena Rodney. I'm going to be talking about don't lose oneself. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, don't lose oneself. Tomorrow, July 10th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, you guys, Z Fly. I have a lot to say from business to whatever. Just check me out tomorrow. All right. Yeah. Once again, you can find me at Juneteenth NY on their Instagram page. Okay. All right. That's all I got to say. So here's how we're going to close the show because I love the intro so much. So the intro is going to be the outro. Okay. So until next time, everybody, stay fly, not high. Bye-bye and enjoy this intro. But now is the outro. Until next time. Deuces.